Happy baseball season. We are week one into the season and things are rolling. Before we get started, remember to like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, contact us through one card, one cup, one beer at gmail.com. And you can subscribe to our page by clicking on the icon at the bottom right. You can support us through Patreon, and you just need to go to Patreon, search for one Cardinal, one cup, and one beer. Remember, we still have our trivia contest going. JJ, do we have a winner yet?
No, we had a lot of guesses, but
I
we're gonna really narrow it down this week in the quiz. I can't tell you who they've been guessing, but they're so close. They're close, but they haven't got it yet.
Yeah, so that's good. JJ, how are you doing?
Baseball season. I'm emotional wreck. It's up and down. It's up and down. Everybody's worn out from jumping on the bandwagon and jumping back off the bandwagon. Oh, it's been rough. I tell you what, I had fun time. I'm going to kind of go over the Cardinals just a little bit here. It's been fun. I got blessed. Thank you to Troy Lou and Keith Lou. I got tickets to Saturday and Sunday's game. Night and day, we had opening day, which I'll kind of go over real shortly here. Wayno sung the national anthem. I think it surprised everybody. It was a great moment. He did a good job. You know, he's not Adele or ABBA or any of those people, but but he did a fine job, and the Cardinal fans love it. It'll be one of those great memories for a long, long time. I'll be honest with you. We started the season off against the Blue Jays and the Braves, and secretly, behind everything, I was hoping, man, if we can just go 3-3, because that's the two teams I picked to go to the World Series this year, the Braves and the Blue Jays. And you know, through April, you kind of find out what you have. You don't want to get, just destroyed, but a lot of times what goes on in April is not what's going on in July and August. So we had a lot of ups and downs early there. O'Neill hit a home run, and he tied a record. 4 people have hit home runs on consecutive opening days, and that is an odd record, and he shares it with Yogi Berra, Gary Carter, and Todd Hundley. That's an odd bunch of folks right there, and then Tyler O'Neill is in that group with those 3 guys, so that's pretty good. And Jordan Walker played. It was great seeing him in that lineup, and he got his first hit. The Cardinals lose 10-9, and we couldn't get anybody out. They didn't do much better than us, and it was back and forth, back and forth. Our offense looks pretty good, but our bullpen seems like it's gotta, and our starting pitchers need a lot of work there. Let's see. Contreras got hit by one of Hicks's 103-mile-an-hour pitches in the knee, and they did x-rays and everything was okay. But oh man, catching Hicks is a dangerous job. Yachty got hurt. I think a couple games later, Kisner got hit by a ball from Hicks, and then Contreras. So luckily, it wasn't a horrible injury, but we lost opening day. Game 2, I'm just going to go briefly over this, but hit some of the highlights. The Cardinals won 4-1 over the Blue Jays. I was there at that game, and it was freezing weather. I think in the bullpen it said 46 degrees, and the wind was just knocking over chairs, and you kind of had to hold on to everything. Our pitcher Jack Flaherty went 5 innings. He walked 7 and hit a batter, but he had a no-hitter going through 5 innings.
Yeah, that was weird. I saw the box score of the game in progress, and 7 walks but a no-hitter. Okay.
It seemed like every batter he went 3-2, and I understand they've got a tough lineup. I tell you what, they were kind of trying to get Vladimir Guerrero Jr. to just chase stuff, to be honest with you. And it came down to 3-2, and he would just miss. And although their pitcher didn't do much, Kevin Gausman didn't. I mean, pitched better than Flaherty, but we had a little rally where we got 3 runs in 1 inning, and that's all we needed. We hung on. Bullpen did a good job that day. It was better to see that. And Helsley got his first save, and Jordan Walker got his first stolen base. So all these firsts are happening for Jordan Walker. And then the rubber game, it was the Sunday game, and the Sunday game, it was much nicer. It was almost 60 degrees, and Montgomery pitched, and we won 9-4, and we came out and hit 3 home runs. in that first inning. And I do have to tell you a few things. First of all, Saturday we had bobblehead day, and I got both of them, Vince. I got them both. I got the Yachty and the Albert pitching bobblehead, the mystery pitching bobbleheads. They're both here, except the Yachty does not have neck tattoos. So right there, Cardinals, let's straighten that up. Let's get that. You're better than that. We need some neck tattoos on Yachty here. I got a John Tudor to sign the ball for me. So I got a John Tudor autographed ball, and that was on the Saturday game. On the Sunday game, I sat in one of those boxes where they feed you the whole game, and there's a little place to go out and sit. And there was a little guy who was there with his family, and we hit home runs, and I started high-fiving him and telling him he was our good luck charm. And Al Rabowski came into the next suite, and he was over there walking around, and I said, "Hey, it's Al Rabowski." And the kid, he didn't know who Al was, and I said, "Oh, he's one of the all-time greats. For 3 years, he dominated." And Al came over and he gave us a autograph card. He said, "Make sure the little guy gets one." So Al
So
give us
you
an
stole it.
Well, he gave me two. He said, "Make sure the kid gets one." To me, that means one for you and one for the kid. That I made a friend. The kid and his family went out and got a picture with Al, and they are going to start watching one Cardinal, one Cub, one beer. So I was out there getting that audience going for our podcast right there. So that was the Sunday game. So we took 2 out of 3 against the Blue Jays. Good news. Well, that suddenly turned bad because then Lars Newbar got hurt. He was sliding in and he messed up his thumb, and he's supposed to be back in a couple of weeks, and we brought Yespis back up. The Braves beat us 3 games. They jumped out early. We couldn't catch him. I'll be honest with you, they were just better than us. No crying involved. They just took it to us. So we're 2-4 right now. But some of the good things are some of the controversial things. We had a dust up between Ollie, our coach, Marmol, and O'Neill. And I'll be honest, I was watching the game, and when there was a hit to right field, they showed O'Neill running, and I thought he'd be between home and third, and he wasn't even to third base yet, and he got thrown out at the plate. I thought, well, did he fall down? I don't know what's going on. And then Marmol said it's unacceptable, and you're going to have, and basically O'Neill said, "I'm doing my best, but I should have got a better jump." We'll see where that goes from here. But my takeaway from the first 2 series are we've got a very good lineup where we stay healthy. Jordan Walker, I'm telling you what, it's a privilege. He's going to be the next group if he can stay healthy. And in those 6 games, that kid is hitting 333, 8 for 24. He hit his first home run today. He's got 5 RBIs already, and he's no walks, 3 strikeouts. But 3 strikeouts for starting 6 games, that's not too bad. And Goldie has left off where from last year. He's hitting 450. I know this is just 6 games, but 9 hits and 20 at bats, and he's walked and just a few strikeouts, so he's doing good. 6 walks and 3 strikeouts. And Goldie's got a stolen base. So both Walker and Goldie both got stolen bases. I tell you what, but our starting pitching, it's always been kind of a concern. We're not a kind of team that's going to blow teams away. And here in the early going, I hope it gets better. And I'll be honest, Hicks in the bullpen has looked horrible. He's pitched 3 games. He can't find the strike zone. And I wouldn't be surprised by the end of the month if he ends back down in Memphis if things don't turn around quickly. He can throw 103, and that's fantastic, but he can't get it over the plate. So I don't know what good that is. Anything else I need to tell you? I got a couple of things here. The pocket schedules. There's what they look like this year. They got Goldie on the front. The scorecards, kind of throw back to the 1950s look right there. Pretty cool. And Vince, I believe that's my Cardinal report right there. So 2-4, disappointing, but I would have took 3-3. So next week, hopefully we can start playing some normal teams instead of the Blue Jays and the Braves.
Yeah, it was very strange because I was in the car and I turned on the Cardinal game, and I think it was the 5th or 6th inning, and Michaelis is pitching, but they haven't said what the score is. I'm thinking, well, the Cardinals ought to be doing pretty good if he's still in the game in the 6th inning. And then they said that it was 5-0. So I figured the Cardinals won 5-0. Then I realized no, they're losing 5-0. And I thought, why is he still in there? And then I realized um, no starter has made it into the sixth inning for the Cardinals. He had to eat up an inning, you know.
Yeah.
So that's not good this time of year to, not have anybody who's given you, anything past the fifth inning. And the Tyler O'Neill thing, um, I think it shows that there's a definite change in managerial styles because Schilt, Matheny, nor LaRusso would have called them out publicly like that.
I know.
And I was very shocked he went to the press about that issue. And I see O'Neill's side of the story. He was out with hamstring issues last year. It was raining. Um, you, yeah, ideally you want a full sprint all the time, but we're excusing Albert to jog down the base if he hits a ground ball. Albert took his time.
Oh
I
yeah.
swear, if a shortstop would have just let the ball roll between his legs, the left fielder could have thrown him out at first. Nobody cared about this. I kind of see this in the same thing. You've got a guy who has had issues with his hamstrings running in wet weather, and he's being a little cautious. So it's going to be interesting to see how that plays out. But previously this would have been handled in the clubhouse, and we wouldn't have known about it. So that's kind of a change in managerial philosophy. I don't know if it's endorsed by management, but it certainly is, a horse of a different color for the Cardinals.
And I've never seen O'Neill dog it. In the outfield, he hustles. He cuts balls off. They actually have to tell him to not work out so hard. He's always, training and doing his best. And we have so many veterans on our team. I thought, that's a thing for maybe Arenado and Goldie and Contreras to kind of say, "Hey, you okay? Everything all right?" But yeah, it is what it is now. The cat's out of the
Yeah.
bag, so we'll see what happens.
Well, for the Cubs, we ended our first week 2-3, and we got rained out today, so we avoid having to face Hunter Green, which was good. We won our opener 4-0. You couldn't have written this out better. In fact, I'm sure this is how it was written out. Stroman pitched 6 shutout innings. We gave it to Thompson in the 7th. We gave it to Boxberger in the 8th. We gave it to Fulmer in the 9th, and finished out the shutout. Um, Ross managed this game by the book. He managed it perfectly. You got 6 innings out of the starter, which for an opening day, that's really good. Get your 7th inning guy, 8th inning guy, 9th inning guy, no problem. The second game, we lost 3-0. Now, I said, I think last week or maybe 2 weeks ago, Ross is he gave up some games last year at the beginning of the year. And he can't do that, especially with this team, because we don't have a whole lot of margin for error. We're a pitching and defense team. We're not going to blow teams out 10-3, make a few mistakes. That's okay because we got all this firepower like we did in the late 2000 teens. We don't have that anymore. We've got to play things close to the vest. The second game, we lost 3-1. Justin Steele, this is how this went. When Ross sat in his office, I guarantee he thought, I think I can get 5 innings out of Steele. And if we have the lead, I will go with Assad in the 6th inning. And then I will go with someone in the 7th, someone in the 8th, someone in the 9th. No, excuse me. I said that wrong. If he gets 5 out of Steele, he's going to go with Assad the 6th and the 7th. And then the 8th Boxberger, the 9th Fulmer. That's what I meant to say. You had a day off, so everybody's going to be rested. He got 6 out of Steele. So you don't need Assad for 2 innings. They bring in Assad in the 7th inning, and he has no problem. Instead of bringing in Boxberger, your setup guy, in a 1-0 game against the Brewers, he left Assad in for a second inning. And as soon as he did that, I thought, I don't get this. I don't understand this. I'm in the minority. I've been reading plenty of articles. Everybody's saying, yeah, I can see why he did that. I don't see why he did that. I would bring in for the eighth and ninth inning higher leverage. I would bring in your veterans and try to close this thing out. Well, the seventh inning, after Assad had a beautiful seventh inning, they brought him in for the eighth. In the eighth inning, Assad imploded, and we lost 3-0. Um, this is what agitates me. There was no reason to pitch Assad in the eighth. That's what we got Boxberger for is the eighth and Fulmer in the ninth. It may not end that way at the end of the season, but that's the veterans we have to close out. If you lose games while managing them properly, I'm fine with that. That happens. Your best managers are going to lose a lot of games. It's just how it goes. You just have to make sure you press the right buttons. I don't think you press the right button by putting Assad in for 2 innings. If you got 5 out of Steele, yeah, Assad for the 6th and the 7th, but you got 6 out of Steele. You only needed him for 1 inning. Why did you keep him in there for the 2nd inning, in the 8th inning, and he implodes? On top of that, we have 2 very capable right fielders in the minor leagues who have major league experience, who know how to catch a ball in right field. That's Nelson Velasquez and Christopher Morel. They did not come north with us. We don't have Seiya Suzuki yet. He is coming back soon. But for this first week, we are kind of piecemealing right field with people who really don't play right field. This is how bad it was. Towards the end of that game, we brought in Miles Mastrobuoni to play right field, who has never played right field on the professional level. He was our defensive replacement in right field. I don't understand that. Stick Madrigal's light hitting butt in AAA, try to get rid of him, release him, or something, and put someone on the roster until Suzuki gets back who can at least catch the ball. So I kind of looked at that second game. Ross has lost us a game. Fourth game, we lost 7-6, and this is why Max is still on the podcast.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I also have some comments about the Assad thing.
All right. Go ahead.
So I have no problem with deploying Assad in a multi-inning role. That's what he did in the World Baseball Classic. It's what his role is going to be. But when you have Thompson, you have Keegan Thompson, and you also have Adbert Alzolay, who also are multi-inning guys, who are proven. These are going to be your high leverage multi-inning guys. You know, Adbert pitched, I think, 3 innings last night. I don't know why Ross saved him for the blowout game where we had no chance of winning. He's going to be a closer at some point. He has closer stuff. He's got like a sub-2 ERA out of the pen. He's dominant there. And I don't know why they sent Assad out. That irked me. But the stuff in the next game is, oh man, it's even worse. So if you want to take us into that.
In the fourth game, which was our first game in Cincinnati, we come out of the gates like gangbusters. We score 3 in the first, and we're up 3-0, but that's okay. The Reds come up and they score 3 off Smiley, so it's 3-3. Smiley had some light contact that fell in, but he wasn't pitching sharp. He was giving up some light hits, but he was also giving up some hard hit balls too, and he just did not have good control. He wasn't pinpoint. He was struggling. That's okay. It happens. In the 5th inning, we score 3 runs, so we're up 6-4 going into the bottom of the 5th. In my mind, okay, we've got the lead. Smiley isn't pitching good. 4 innings down. Save him for another day. Bring in the bullpen. Bring in these talented arms and see what happens. Ross leaves Smiley or brings Smiley out for the 5th inning, and he coughs up 3 runs, and we lose the game 7-6. What agitated me was, first of all, I don't think he should have been brought out. He just wasn't vintage Smiley. Why not bring in someone in the 5th inning? Because we have all these strong arms to try to stop what's going on here, and then I'll get to that point in just a minute. But it's not just that Smiley gave up the 3 runs. It's like Ross just kept letting him pitch that 5th inning where he was getting hit hard. It was like he was ill prepared to even bring anybody in. So we lost the lead and we lost the game. So who do we bring in with 2 outs in the 5th inning? We bring in Keegan Thompson. Guess what? He pitched the final 3 1/3 innings of 1 hit ball, no runs. Why not bring him in the 5th and let him pitch 3 innings, get us to the 9th, and get a closer in there? I didn't get it. Top of the 7th, this is what agitates me. Earlier in the game, Wisdom's at bat and he gets hit in the wrist. I know it hurts. We all know it hurts. So it's the top of the 7th. We have 2 on, first and second, nobody out. Wisdom is up the bat, and he has a 3-1 count. We're in Cincinnati, where the ball flies out really well. We have Wisdom up. Wisdom, one thing he does do is hit home runs. We've got 2 runners on, one's in scoring position. Wisdom has been hot so far. I understand he's been hit the wrist, okay? With a 3-1 count, he bunts, and he bunts a little line drive that's caught, and nothing happens, and the inning peters out. Why are you bunting Wisdom at this point? After the game, Ross said, well, he's going to be taken in for x-rays after the game. If his wrist hurt that bad, take him out of the game then. You have, and this is one time, it would be good to have a player like Madrigal on the bench who can play third base a little bit. Why didn't you have Madrigal go up there and bat? Why you got your power hitter still in the game? You're worried about his wrist, having him bunt. It made no sense in the world. So we won last night, so we're 2-3. In my mind, we should be 3-2, could be 4-1 if it was managed closer to the vest like Ross should. So my message to David Ross is this. You've been doing this, since 2019? Was that the first year?
I want to say 2019.
Yeah, 2019. So you should be better than this now. You should push the right buttons. Like JJ, we talked last week, Craig Counsell pushes the right buttons. They don't always work. That's baseball managing. But some of this is elementary. And the most elementary things, number one, is, and I don't know if this is on him or on Jed, who puts together the roster, if they both do, but if Suzuki's only going to be out for a week or two, and you're concerned about Velasquez and Morel getting, their at-bats, let them take a week. Let them take 2 weeks, be on the major league roster. Morel is versatile. Velasquez is adequate in the field, and he can hit a little bit. Have someone in right field that can catch the dang ball. And I'm not ragging on Mastroboni. It's not his fault that he's not played right field in Wrigley Field before with the wind and the sun and everything else that goes along with it. But it was a ball, if he would have laid out, he may have been able to caught it. But most right fielders would have been able to catch this ball on the run. So that's my message to Ross. Be better. Make the right moves, because I don't like losing games in April that we should have won, and then it comes back to bite us in the butt later in the season when instead of being 4 games out, we're 7 games out because of a few games that you mismanaged during the early part of the season. Max, your thoughts?
I think the Wisdom sequence was just it was worse than you even kind of laid out to be. 1, 2 men on. 2, it was a 3-0 count. The pitcher could not locate the ball at all, and Wisdom is still trying to bunt him over. 3-0 count, gets to 3-1. At that point, I get it. He's been hit in the wrist, maybe that hurts. At the same time, your bench is completely full. No one has been put into pinch hit at all this game. And you have people who can play third, so, why not? And so while I'm watching this, I'm thinking, okay, Wisdom just isn't healthy enough. His wrist isn't healthy enough for him to actually physically swing the bat, which later this is proven to not be true because he stays in the game, and in the 9th he gets a hit. So clearly he's capable of swinging the baseball bat. Also, the pinch hit sequence there was bad. They left Hosmer in to face the lefty, I think, and of course he strikes out. Then you pinch hit for Rios, who was decent against lefties. That's why he started that game. It was just a bizarre sequence where none of the right substitutions were made. The Cubs, they had a chance to win it in the ninth. They got two guys on with two outs, and literally as I'm watching it, I'm thinking to myself, we don't deserve to win this game. We have done nothing at this point to put us in a position to win this game. We shouldn't get bailed out by the Reds having a crappy bullpen, which is what happened yesterday in our 12-5 stomp of them. So it was just very annoying.
It was frustrating. I don't like being this frustrated by two games, particularly that last game that we described this early in the season. But what I watched a lot of Joe Madden. Joe Madden is not Craig Counsell. He's a good, very good manager, but he made some boneheaded moves. And when the microscope was really on him in the World Series, taking out Hendricks in Game 7 and putting in Lester, and Lester throws a wild pitch and gives up a few runs. There was no reason for that. Hendricks was cruising, but anyway, but we had so much firepower then that we could overcome stuff. We just don't have that now. So rant over. My impressions of the first week of the season. Swanson is trying to earn all of his money in the first week. Heck of a week. On base percentage of like 700. Happ is tearing the cover off the ball. He's taking his walks. Has a stolen base, I believe. Horner's looking good. He's been aggressive on the bases. Wisdom has had a very good start of the season, so I'm really happy. Bellinger's bat's starting to come around the last few games. He had a home run. He had 3 hits last night. So things are looking good with us. But Cincinnati will make a lot of teams start looking good. Pitching wise, Stroman and Steele both looked great. 6 shutout innings from each one of them. Tyone was not good. Smiley was not good. Last night we had Wisniewski pitched. He did not have his stuff, but man, he battled and he kept us in the game and gave us a chance to win. And in the end, we killed their bullpen. Wisniewski did something that was tremendous. There's a hit and run on. Will Myers is on first base. He takes off for second base. The batter hits a little pop up into foul territory that Hosmer has to run over and get. Wisniewski, who was a little frustrated because he didn't have his control, he still had the wherewithal to realize Will Myers is running on a hit and run. That's going to be caught. And he sprinted to first base, and Hosmer turned around and we doubled off Myers. So there's just a lot of things that I like about him. So anyway, that's the first week in
Can I ask how did your catchers do? Was because you were concerned about the catching of the Cubs this year? Did they do okay?
Gomes is has he contributed much offensively? He's done a little.
Neither of them have really contributed offensively. And actually, I was kind of concerned by Gomes. He had a few passed balls in the opener.
He did. I did like he nailed the guy trying to steal last night. Really fast pop up and throw right on the money. It was kind of neat, the opening game on Monday. Barnhart going back to Cincinnati and his family there, because he won 2 Gold Gloves here. So that's kind of neat.
That's cool.
Yeah, I think if we get enough offense, I'm not going to be so worried about the catchers unless they play terrible defense. But yeah, we're 2-3. We should be 3-2 or maybe 4-1. But
we're 2-4, and we should be 2-4. So I can't say other than that. The Braves just jumped out early and we couldn't catch them, and that's a very good team. Maybe by next time we see them, we'll give them a better fight. But they own.
You're also not playing the Reds, so.
Well, yeah, that's true.
You want to know what I did on opening day? I turned on right in time. I said I was going to watch this game because I'm intrigued by Hunter Green and O'Neal Cruz. Yeah. I turned on the game, the Pittsburgh Cincinnati opening day game, and after about 5 minutes, Hunter Green is facing O'Neal Cruz, and Cruz takes his fastball and parks it about 450 feet to the right field stand. A great moment to watch. And only real baseball nerds would really care about two terrible teams. But I wanted to see that face off. Hunter Green threw one pitch, 105 miles an hour, and he lost. So
And he lost.
yeah.
Man.
Well, Max, thanks for joining us for our opening segment, and we're
Thank you,
going to
Max.
see you in just 1 second when we do trivia right now.
There we go.
We are so excited because we have one who has come to challenge me and JJ. And I think he is a worthy challenger. He is one of our Patreon supporters. Everybody welcome Mr. Dan Rutledge.
Dan Rutledge. That's right. We're going to walk that aisle, baby.
I didn't exactly come to challenge you guys because I know I'm at a big disadvantage here. So I've already watched every episode of this. So I think at the very end, you guys all got to bet it all. You got to go for on Final Jeopardy. You guys got to bet it all. It's the only chance I get.
I would.
Unless you're chicken. Oh, are we trash talking?
I'll tell you what, I will bet it all at the end.
Oh.
Max just DM me personally what that answer is. And
gotcha.
You'll stay in the will, okay?
Awesome.
All right. Well, as our guest, Dan, you are going to go first. Pick a category and a value, and let's get rolling.
Well, let's go Cubs 200.
All right.
Alrighty. David Ross hit his first career home run against this Cubs and Diamondbacks legend.
Well,
And I'll give you a hint. They're not traditionally a pitcher. In fact, this is his one and only pitching appearance ever.
David Ross hit a home run against this Cubs and Diamondback, and this is his only pitching appearance. I don't know, Jose Akendo.
No.
Do I go next?
Yes.
All right. I'm going to say Mark Grace.
That is correct.
All right. Right there, baby.
Awesome.
And he is a legend. Oh,
Rick.
Look at that. Oh,
You should
right
be a Hall of
there.
Famer.
All right, JJ.
I will take the first wild card for 200.
Alrighty. Which team hosted the infamous 10-cent beer night?
Ooh, that's a great one. I got two names that popped to my head first. I'm going to say the other side of Chi-Town. I'm going to say the White Sox.
No, but they were the other team in this game. They were the visiting team.
Oh, all right.
My turn.
Hmm.
The Cleveland Indians, now the Guardians.
Yep, that is correct.
Oh, very good. Oh, I like that. Got a copy of the ticket and everything.
1974.
Vince, if it was 10-cent beer night, how much money would you be spending at the ballpark?
In 1974, about 50 cents on a hot dog. So.
All right.
All right. I'm going to do Cubs for 300.
Alrighty. Ian Happ has a career 325, 425, 735 slash line in 45 games at Great American Small Park. Only two Cubs have put up an OPS higher than that across a full season. Name one of those Cubs.
I'm going to go with the guy you brought up a few weeks ago, Derek Lee.
No, unfortunately.
Ooh.
Oh,
Right. Dan Rutledge, you can steal this one.
So 325 batting average, 425 slugging, 735 OPS. Is that what it is?
Yep, or 735 slugging percentage. So an OPS of about 1200.
Oh, geez, that's a Cub, huh?
Yeah.
I don't know, Rizzo.
No.
I can't think of someone who put up numbers like that at least the 325 part.
Okay, and it's got to be a Great American Ballpark, doesn't it?
No, this is just across a full season. They put up these numbers.
Well, I would say Hack Wilson.
That's correct. Wow.
Hey, all right.
Hack
Baby.
Wilson and Sammy Sosa.
Hey, and he even has a photo. Look at that.
Look at that. That guy was built right there. Man.
The guy was drunk.
He was.
10-cent beer night.
Well, I know I wasn't going to get that one. So.
All right,
when you
Dan.
still have black and white photos. You lost me. We'll go for cards trivia for 100.
Alrighty. Provide some context for this image.
Is that Wagner? Is that Billy Wagner?
No, it is not Billy Wagner.
You got me.
You don't want to take a guess?
Well, I thought it was Billy Wagner when Pujols hit the home run, but I guess it's
I mean, that is the event. You just have the wrong.
You have the wrong
reliever.
pitcher.
Yeah, it's
it
Brad.
wasn't
Lidge.
Wagner.
It was
It's
Brad Lidge. Yeah, I'll give you credit for that though, because that is what happened. Pujols took him, well, about 800 feet, or maybe a
Game
mile.
6 of the NLCS.
Yeah.
That's a great shot of his face.
Oh yeah. Very good, Dan. Very good.
Oh.
I never heard the crowd go from that loud to that quiet that fast. That was something, man. All right. I'm going to do wild card for 300, that first wild card again.
Gotcha. Which player crawled through a ceiling to steal Albert Bell's corked bat? And I'll give you a hint, this player was also traded 1-for-1 for Kurt Schilling.
It can't be a big guy. Let's see. And who would have got traded 1-for-1 for Kurt Schilling? Oh man, that's a good question. Oh, I will say the shortstop Vizquez.
No.
Okay.
Okay. Albert Bell's cork bat that happened in Chicago, but I'm not sure if he was with the White Sox at that time or if he was with the Orioles at that time. And I'm trying to remember a 1-for-1 trade for Schilling. I know when Schilling went from Baltimore to Philly, I don't think it was a 1-on-1 trade. But
one of those teams was involved in this trade.
I have no clue.
So it would have been going from, well, that was free agency. I'm going to go with BB Richards.
Hey,
no, unfortunately.
BB Richards.
3 straight episodes BB's been mentioned.
Took all that time for BB Richards.
Dan, take a shot at it.
I don't have a clue. Okay, Lenny Dykstra. I don't know. I just picture some little.
I know I'm out of it, but is it Kenny Lofton?
No, it's kind of it's an obscure guy.
Okay.
Although weirdly enough, they give up the Moneyball home run to Scott Hatzberg. I think that's what his name was. Very, very obscure player. It's Jason Grimsley.
I would have never come up with that. But great question. Yeah, man.
He looks like he'd do something like that.
Okay, I'm going to take the National League Central for 200.
Alrighty. Who was the last Brewer to win Rookie of the Year?
Hmm.
Uh, let me see. Ryan Braun?
He won Rookie of the Year, but he's not the most recent Brewer to win Rookie of the Year.
I can't think of a rookie.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Just came to me.
Oh,
I pass. I mean, I can't think of a rookie.
All
I
right,
was
so
gonna say
this would
McKellar.
be more recently than what? When did Braun win? Like 2012, around that era. So more recently than that.
About 2007, 8, somewhere around there. So
Yeah.
that was good. That was a good guess, Ryan Braun. I'm going to say, I don't know if he's rookie of the year, but the reliever Devin Williams.
That's
yeah.
him. Yep.
Yeah.
He won
Oh.
in 2020.
Yeah. I never think about 2020 being a real season.
Can you guys name who won in the American League in 2020? Because in doing the research for this, I was surprised.
What's it?
Who-
India. India.
He
They
was
won.
2021 for the AL. It was Kyle Lewis for the
Ah,
it's the Mariners. He's now on the Diamondbacks.
I'll
yeah.
be
Devin
darned.
Williams, they keep calling his changeup everything, but what it really is, it's a screwball. I'm saying, well, there's his fadeaway.
Yeah.
No, it's a screwball. It's a screwball.
Well, he's
They-
flipping it.
But screwball is a dirty term in baseball now because they say you're going to ruin your arm. But yeah, he's just throwing a screwball. Anyway. Okay.
I think it's Dan, isn't it?
Let's do wild card for 100.
Which one?
Well, the one I could see.
That person.
I can't. I don't even know what's underneath the other one.
That one's fine.
All right. All right. True or false?
Ooh, I got 50-50 chance.
Yeah. MLB umpires are required to wear black underwear in case their pants split.
Oh my god. I'm gonna say false. It's probably true, isn't it?
It's true. Although, fun fact, minor league umps are not required to wear black underwear.
I'll
This
be
is a
darned.
picture from
Yeah. Well,
Very
that looks like 100, but where to me?
yeah. It's a this is from
Before the rule. That's probably why they went on strike. That they wanted that changed, right
Yeah.
there. All right. Well, you know what? I haven't done no Cardinals, so I'm going to do Cardinals for 300.
Alrighty. Ooh, who was the last Cardinal to start the All-Star game at shortstop?
Ooh, the last Cardinal. Okay. Well, I know the obvious one. So I think there was. I know he was an all-star, but I don't know if he started. Let me kind of do a quick back thing through it. I'm going to say the last one that started was Edgar Renteria.
No. I think that's a bit too far back.
Started. We're Edgar Renteria is too far back. Aledmus Diaz.
No, and I'll give you a hint. He was the year after, I believe. I want to say, and he didn't. I don't think he started that game either, but he was an All-Star the year after this player.
Yeah, I knew
Okay.
Diaz was an all-star his first year with the Cardinals. Didn't know he started. All right, Dan.
I, yeah, I have no idea.
All right, it was Johnny Peralta.
Johnny Peralta started the All-Star game.
As
I
a
did not know
Cardinal?
that.
Yeah,
Wow.
in 2015.
I'll be darned. I would have never got that. If you give me 10 guesses, I wouldn't have got that.
Okay. I'm going to go wild card 400. Gee, JJ, you
Ooh.
have lapped me and Dan put together.
No, it's early. It's April still.
This is a tough one. Evan Gaddis hit 11 triples in 2015, by far the most of his career. How many triples did he hit in the rest of his career following 2015?
There's no way you know that.
Vince knows some stuff.
Not this one.
This is incredibly obscure.
See,
Very good.
Gaddis kind of fell off pretty quick. I'm gonna say none.
It is correct.
There
Zero
you
triples in
go.
the rest of his career.
How about
It's very
that?
strange. And he had hit only one in his career prior.
Before that, I'll be darned.
Very strange.
Very good. All right. Dan the man is back in action, baby.
Oh, let's go for Cubs for 100.
Alrighty. Ooh. Which hallmark feature of Wrigley did fans vote to keep during the 2013 renovations, with Cubs spokesman Julian Green describing it as part of enjoying the game? In quotation marks.
Is it the brick wall?
No.
No.
No,
All right.
unfortunately.
I'm going to say for me, enjoying a game at Wrigley is the they still have the manual scoreboard. I want to say the manual scoreboard.
That isn't true either.
Oh.
This probably should have been a harder one, because when you think of the ballpark, it's not really something you think of off the bat.
I'm going to go way out of the box, and I'm going to say the columns that obscure your vision when you have seats around them.
No, and no. Although
that's a
in
wild
fact, I'm sure
right
fans probably voted to get rid of those for the most
part. Would it be the Ivy?
No, it is the pee troughs, the urinal troughs, which apparently they did focus groups and fans voted to keep them, so they're actually considering getting rid of them.
When I was there was no ivy in the pea troughs. That's the first time I've seen ivy.
That was an edited image. That is
okay. All right.
If only.
There's a video. I think it's on YouTube. It's called Piss Diver. And
I know what you're talking about.
There's some crazy people. That 10-cent beer gets you crazy, man.
We've got beer bats at Wrigley now, so oh boy.
All right, I'm gonna go NL Central for 300.
Alrighty. Ooh, which NL Central third baseman led the position in outs above average in 2022?
Outs above average in 2022. Well, I gotta say Aaron Nola. I can't say it. Nolan Arenado.
No, surprisingly.
Wow. Okay. All right.
What year is this?
2022. So this past season.
This past season.
You have I guess a 1 in 4 shot now of getting this correct.
Key Brian Hayes.
Yeah, Brian Hayes.
Wow. Very good.
I think he had about 19. Very good defensive third baseman.
Very good. I thought he was hurt a lot of the year too last year, a little bit.
Shows you how good he was.
Yeah.
Is it my turn?
Mm-hmm.
I'll do Cubs for 400.
Alrighty. Ooh, which Cubs hitter has a savant profile? So I don't know if you can. I'll zoom in a little bit.
All
and
right.
make it a bit easier. Hold on. There we go.
All right.
Hmm.
Exit velocity. Is that Nico?
No. This guy strikes out a ton.
I don't know that many Cubs hitters.
Yeah, so think of a Cubs hitter that struck out a ton and
Yeah.
was, for whatever reason, considered a horrible defender. There's two guys that come to mind for me. That when I look at this, who I think of.
I can't think of their names. He's always hurt. I don't know.
JJ,
All right.
you have a guy in mind?
I have a guy. He does strike out quite a bit. Let me look at this. He's not terribly fast. Wisdom?
Yeah.
That's Wisdom. Yep.
Yeah. Dadgummit.
And I like him.
Between Burrell and Wisdom.
Nerd alert.
Nerd alert.
All right.
Is it my turn?
Yes, sir.
I believe so.
I'm going for
Wait a minute. Yeah, it is your turn. I do go last.
Mhm.
National League Central
Yeah.
100.
Alrighty. Ooh, which Red holds the franchise record for walks?
What the heck's his name? He still plays for the Reds, doesn't he?
Yep.
Votto?
Yep, it's Votto.
Hey.
Catching up. Laying the smack down.
All right. I will do Cardinals for 200.
Alrighty. Which former Cardinal was traded in exchange for supplemental picks, and most notably, Matthew Liberatore?
Oh, he knows this one.
Yeah, I have to think for a minute. It's oh my God, I'm drawing a blank right now. It's Acevedo, the outfielder that does this all the time when he does something good.
You got his name wrong?
He's with Tampa Bay. He played the
with
World
Tampa
Baseball
Bay, yep.
Classic. Oh Lord, I can't.
His name is kind of reminiscent of a type of flower.
Oh my gosh.
Dandelion.
Yeah.
No.
old Jimmy Tulips. I don't know. Hang on a second here.
That sounds like a mobster. You better watch out for Jimmy Tulips.
Hey. Oh Lord, man, the name. Sometimes the names. I know numbers good, but the names. Yeah, I see it. I see his face.
You know this player. You got it. He's an outfielder for the Rays. He played in the World Baseball Classic.
Yeah, he does this every time he does something. He's an incredible player too.
Yeah, very fun to watch.
Yeah, he put out on social media when Schilt was bad mouthing the Braves. Oh, look at him down there dancing. Arcion.
It's funny because I know you're brain cramping. You know this.
Arcion. I'm gonna have to say I can't say his name. It's not rolling off the tip of my tongue.
Like Randy Arozarena?
Arozarena. Oh, Lord.
Oh, JJ, I'll give you the points for that because you described him to a T.
I couldn't think of the damn name. Oh Lord.
I'll it's my turn, right? I'll take National League Central for 400.
Alrighty. Who is the last Pirate to win a Cy Young Award?
Wow.
That's a great question.
This is a tough one because I didn't actually know this. I wasn't aware that they had someone who had won a Cy Young recently. Well,
This was
recently
recent?
is relatively recently. Before my time, I'll say that.
You know, the last one I can think of is Doug Drabek.
And that is correct.
Very good.
That's got to be in the 80s, wasn't it?
I think it was the
90s,
the early 90s, late 80s. Yeah.
Back when they were battling the Braves.
How old he is? His son is retired from the major leagues. That's how old he is.
Wow. We're getting old, man. We're getting old.
All right, Dan.
What's underneath here? I want a smaller number here.
There's wild
100.
card for 100 and wild card for 200.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll take the 100.
Alrighty. Ooh, 2 players in the MLB have worn their first name on the back of their jersey. Name one of these players.
2 players have what? Have one wore their first name? And what it is? I can't
On the
read
back
it.
of their jersey instead of their last name. Yeah.
2 players that only have instead of their last name. Shit. I don't know.
You know,
Can't name any.
I don't know if this is his first name or last name. Jimmy Tulips. No. I'm gonna say this is gonna sound dumb, but I don't know if it's his first name or last name. Is Otani his first name? Is Otani his last name? I'm gonna say Otani.
Otani it's his last name.
Oh, it's his last name. Okay.
Although it is a Japanese player. So one of them is a Japanese player, one of them is not a
Whoa!
Japanese player.
Already, that was a
Ichiro.
Bartman move there.
Yep,
Bartman.
it's
Got a
Ichiro
clue.
Suzuki and Vita Blue.
All right.
Vida.
Vita Blue, my bad.
Yeah. He was very particular about his name being called Vida.
All right. Well, I picked Cardinals last time, so I'm going to do. I'll do that wild card for 500 down there. Let's do that.
Alrighty. Ooh, this is a really tough one. In fact, I don't think any of you guys are going to get this. What is the origin of the word ephus?
Well, I know in baseball terms, it's. I don't know if I'm going to be saying it exactly right, but it's a huge arching, odd angle at the strike zone that drops in.
Yeah, that is what the pitch is. And how did it get its name?
Is it like a layer of the atmosphere that's really up high?
No.
That sounded good to me. It really did.
It's got to be like some sort of ancient god.
I'm gonna have.
That's not too far off.
I can tell you this: the first pitcher to throw the ephus pitch effectively was a guy named Rip Sewell, who made the All-Star game. Ted
Good
Williams
goodness.
once hit a home run at an All-Star game. The only guy who ever hit a home run off the ephus pitch. So I can see all that crap, but where the word comes from, I would guess the players swung so hard at the dang pitch that they would go ephus.
All
Yes,
right,
no?
I'll give one last hint. It has to do with it being known as a nothing pitch. There's a key word in there.
Dan, it's your turn.
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah,
I was going
this
to try
is
to take a wild guess, but I really don't know.
this is nearly impossible to get. So ephus in Hebrew means 0, and it's a nothing pitch. That's what I found online. I don't know if that's true or not, but
Well,
that is where I found it.
Sounds good to me.
I like my explanation better.
It does work a bit better.
I'll do Cubs for 500.
Alrighty. You might be the one person here to know this. On May 18th, 2021, the Cubs sent outfielder Cameron Maybin to the Mets for blank.
Oh man.
That's pretty close.
I missed the sign. What the sign say?
Fine scum, yeah.
To the Mets for gosh, that was 2 years ago. Who did we pick up? I'm drawing a blank. Oh, wait a minute. No, that was too long ago. No,
He's been in a lot of trades.
I was gonna say Daniel Murphy, but that was a few years before we got Murphy. So and he finished up with the Rockies. So I don't know.
He wasn't traded for a player. I'll say that.
Cash.
How much?
275,000.
It's notable. There's two reasons why this would be notable. One, it's a very small amount, or one, it's a very big amount. And if you've seen Cameron Maven play baseball, you can guess it's on the lower end.
Well, since we got this far, I'll say $500.
Oh, that's close. A single dollar.
A single
wow.
dollar. That's insulting right there.
A cash consideration.
I'll be darned. All right.
Is that what a cash consideration means? $1?
Well, when it's
Never knew
cash
what it meant. I
considerations
just
would be
knew it was money.
multiple dollars. A cash consideration would be $1.
Dan, it's your turn.
I'll take wild card 200 maybe if that's what's there.
Ooh. Jamie
Say one.
Moyer had faced what percentage of MLB hitters at the time of his retirement?
That's pretty tricky.
If you're within a couple percentage points, I'll give it to you.
Well, I was gonna pick a round number, but because Major League Baseball hitters, I mean, that are currently playing or when he retired, or
So, at the time of his retirement, he had faced, out of the 24,000 some odd people who've played in Major League Baseball,
Okay,
what
so-
percentage of that number?
Oh, okay.
12%. I was gonna do a bunch of math in my head and I just gave up.
That's pretty close. It's 9%. So
Oh, I was only
give it to you.
1%.
Hey,
And
all right.
I've seen 11% before. I've seen multiple different figures, so that is close enough. He pitched for a
Wow.
long time.
Yeah.
I don't remember what question I asked last. I'm trying to remember. I can't even remember what category I picked.
I think you did a wild card.
All right, well
Yeah.
then I'll do Cardinals for 400.
Alrighty.
Oh Lord.
Ooh, which current Cardinal does this savant profile belong to?
It's not Jordan.
What percentage? 12%. Well, he's not that fast, but he's got power. There. Average exit velocity.
50%, 49%. Start up.
85. He's powerful.
I'll give you guys a hint. This is kind of a trick question.
Okay.
But,
well, there's some. Well, I'll be honest with you. There is some. There's a catching category and framing there, so that breaks it down to 2 players. To be honest with you,
Current Cardinal.
a current Cardinal. Okay.
Yeah.
Framing. I thought he would be better than that. Barrel. Whiff percentage. He doesn't strike out much. I'm going to say our new catcher, Contreras.
That is correct.
All right.
You
Wilson
just wait.
Contreras.
You'll see his framing is amongst the worst. That's one of the big knocks against him.
It's fine. He's gonna hit like 50 home runs against us, so it'll even out.
All right. I'm going to go National League Central for 500.
Ooh.
Ooh, this is incredibly obscure. In 2022, this player led the NL Central in hit by pitches and grounded into double plays.
Hit by pitches.
Contreras.
No, although that is a good guess.
Hit by pitches.
I'll give you a hint. They played for the Reds last season. This season, they're not on the
What's
Reds.
that guy? I know who it is. I can't think of his name.
JJ, it's your turn.
Oh, it is?
No, it's Stan's turn. That's
yeah,
right.
that was Dan.
They were traded this past offseason too, from the Reds to a different team.
2022.
Yeah.
It's not going to be him, man. Traded. I remember seeing this, and I can't remember who it was that was getting hit all the time. I'm going to pass. I don't want to take up a bunch of time. So
He got
I
traded.
remember I actually see the guy getting hit too.
Was it? Was he the one that was on that team? Conferto?
He was on the Mets. I'm gonna give you another guess. He's kind of a utility guy. Utility guy, played for the Reds last season, got traded this offseason.
Man.
Kind of an obscure player.
Man, I don't know. I don't know my Reds very well.
Not many people do nowadays.
I know it. Revolving door.
He was traded to the Twins. Even with all this information, I think without knowing this, I wouldn't have gotten it either.
I'm waving the white flag on this one.
It was Kyle Farmer.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I vaguely remember him. I'll be darned. All right. Whose turn is it? Is it? I forgot whose turn it is now.
I asked the last one.
Oh, okay. So it's Dan.
Dan.
I'll take wild card 300.
There's no wild card 300.
Oh, you
Wild
got
card
the
400.
Last question.
Oh, there's only one question left.
Yeah.
Yep.
In front
All
of
right.
millions
Which
of
Cardinals
people.
pitcher started Busch Stadium's inaugural game, which featured? Oh, hold on. Let me rephrase this. Which Cardinals pitcher started the new Busch Stadium's inaugural game in 2006? And in this game, Albert Pujols hit a third inning rocket for a home.
Matt Carpenter.
Pitcher.
Who started the game? The
Oh,
pitcher
not
who
Matt
started
Carpenter.
the game.
Chris Carpenter. Carpenter.
No.
I'm going to say Adam Wainwright.
No.
Okay.
Man, was he pitching in 2006?
That was his rookie year. He was in the bullpen. I don't know what I'm talking about. After I said it, I was like, crap. But yeah, he was.
Say, he's not that old.
Yeah, he that was his rookie season. He came up in the middle of the year.
Bit of a more obscure guy. Although he finished second in Cy Young his rookie year, although that was with a different team.
So Kyle Loesch.
No, but that's close.
Okay.
Kyle Loosh.
No, he's not the pitcher, but that is a good guess.
Who is it?
It is Mark Mulder.
Oh
yeah.
with Oakland. Yeah.
Yeah.
I forgot about that guy.
I forgot he was.
This
on
was
the
a
team.
tough one. I'm running out of
Yes.
trivia questions, so I'm gonna probably have to do
Woo.
like just Major League Baseball in general next time.
Very good, man. That was
All right.
fun.
Final Jeopardy.
Oh, I don't have a pencil and paper. Did I get something to write something down with?
All right, hold on. I gotta pull up the Final Jeopardy.
Let me find something to write on.
Give me something to write on.
Let me see if I got something on here. Okay, I got something to write on.
Okay, I'm doing my wager now.
Okay. Oh, what?
My wager's
All
in.
right.
You guys got your wager in?
I got my wager on here.
All right. Ask a question.
Alrighty. Let's see. Oh, I lost it. Hold on. There it is. All right. Before it acquired its musical meaning in the early 20th century, it was baseball slang for pep or energy.
Can you repeat that one more time?
Yes. So, before this word acquired its musical meaning in the early 20th century, it was baseball slang for pep or energy.
So it's a musical term now.
Yes.
Oh.
This was a Final Jeopardy question in 2009.
I'm done.
Me too.
All right.
Dan, are you done?
I'm done. I'm finished. Toast.
Do you have
All
a
right.
guess, Dan? Hip hop?
No, unfortunately.
How much did you wager?
All of it.
Oh, you're down to 0.
I give him credit. He went all the way to the wall right there.
Okay, I'll go next. Being I bid it all 1,400.
All right.
I said rap.
No. That's
All right.
unfortunate.
I only bet 1,000. Let me see if you can see that. 1,000. I put swing. There was swing music, swing pep,
No, it was jazz.
jazz.
Yeah.
All that jazz.
Well,
JJ,
JJ
you
won.
won.
Hey. All right.
Thought you was gonna bet it all, JJ.
Yeah.
No, I never have on a time limit. I don't have confidence. I can't even say a Rosarina properly.
Rosary.
is
I
JJ
can't either.
undefeated?
We've had that
No,
conversation.
I won
last
last
week.
week.
All right,
I'm
all right.
2-1.
Last month.
Yeah. Dan, it's great having him on here.
Yeah, it was a good
fun.
time. Thanks,
That was
gentlemen.
fun.
Join
Good
us
job,
again.
Max. Good job. Really good.
Join us again
It
for
gets better
trivia.
every week.
Yeah.
Now, next week or next month, we have Jeffrey Phipps coming back. So he thinks he can handle us, and the way we play, he may be able to.
Big ratings, Jeffrey Phipps. That Jeffrey Phipps.
Big ratings, Jeff.
Yeah, big ratings, Jeffrey.
I'm
Phipps.
watching. I'm watching for sure. Jeffrey Phibbs on there.
Well, Dan, thank you for joining us, and Max, thank you for the trivia. We will see you on down the road.
Great
Thanks.
questions.
Thanks for having us.
All right. Thank you.
Well, JJ had a wonderful idea. He said, why don't we look at 5 celebrity fans from each team? And being the Cub Nation is so huge, I did not know that there were such luminary. George Washington was a Cubs fan. Who would have knew? Did you know that, JJ?
I did not know that.
It's amazing. Mikhail Baryshnikov is a Cub fan. Ava Peron, she was a Cub fan. It's amazing. Most people do not know that the Apostle Paul was a Cub fan.
Man,
Wow.
you've got some they got some pool over there.
That's right. Well, JJ, excuse me. We want to switch off, or you want to go and I go? How do you want to do this?
We can switch off. We can switch off. You want to go first?
Sure. I do want to make a disclaimer. Everybody knows that Bill Murray's a Cub fan. Everybody knows that Eddie Vedder's a Cub fan. I avoided people that were obvious. Jeff Gaylord's a huge Cub fan. A lot of baseball fans know this. So I went with some of the more obscure Cub fans when I put together my list of 5 celebrity fans. And my first celebrity fan that's a Cub fan is Nick Offerman, one of my favorite comedic actors. He was from Parks and Recreation. He had a tremendously funny role in We're the Millers. And he was also showed his dramatic chops with his role in the franchise. So a little versatile, and I think he's very funny. But Nick was born and raised in Chicago, Illinois, and he is actually one of the biggest Cub fans that you're ever going to find. He's consistently at the games. He doesn't seek the camera like some of the other celebrities. When Bill Murray's at the game, everybody knows Bill Murray's at the game. Nick Offerman just likes to kind of blend in. He's there, and he's always going to be wearing his Cub gear. And they have him throughout the first pitch every now and then. Just a tremendously funny person, a great actor, and a Cub fan.
And a Cub
JJ, who
fan.
do you have?
Well, a lot of you'll know who this is. I don't know. And I avoided all we if we have any kind of Missouri politician, they're usually Cardinal fans or, you know, the real obvious ones. But I have a guy who had one big hit and he sung all the Budweiser theme songs, and it was singer Lou Rawls. Do you remember Lou Rawls?
You'll never find
That's right.
another love.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah, the ladies in the 70s went crazy for that song. But Lou Rawls, very classic guy. He sang the songs in the commercials. A lot of people didn't know that. He'd always go up into the booth with Jack Buck and Mike Shannon, and they always made a big deal when he was up there. Always wore a suit, very, very stylish man. And Lou Rawls would come out a lot of times. He would sing the national anthem, and he was a staple there at the ballpark in the 70s, you know, with Steve Mizrarini and the Decent Boys. You know, they seemed like in the 70s they were always up there too, cutting a commercial or something like that. So my first one is singer Lou Rawls. That's who I have.
Oh. Well, my second one is also an actor. She really made her name in the Mad Men television series. And now she can be found on, I think it's Netflix and The Handmaid's Tale. And a few years ago, she was in a very good Invisible Man movie, and that is Elizabeth Moss. She was born and raised in Los Angeles, but she saw the light and she became a Cubs fan. And she's one of the super fans. She's always wearing her gear. She doesn't even have to be at the ballpark when they'll snap a picture and she's got a Cubs shirt on. Pretty cool. And what I like about her is she chose the Cubs to be her team. She wasn't born in Chicago and all that other stuff. She's thrown out the first pitch. She gets online in baseball chats. She talks about the Cubs during interviews. She always drops things about her being a Cub fan. So she's one of our super fans. And when I was growing up, it was so misogynistic. You just didn't consider that there were women super fans of your teams. You know, oh, well, they support the team because their husbands tell them to or whatever like that. You know, we've become a lot more enlightened now. And it's really cool when you have a person who chooses to be a fan of your team and is a super fan and very knowledgeable and really, really gets into it. And I know that she was married to Fred Armiston, and that didn't work out. And I think, Fred, you had a Super Cub fan. What the heck is wrong with you?
He's a crazy man. Well, my second one, I have St. Louis born and bred, the rapper Nelly. He's at the ballpark all the time. You probably knew he was a Cardinal fan.
Oh yeah.
They even I don't have this one, Vince, believe it or not, but they had a bobblehead of Nelly, which I only get the baseball ones. But he had I think one of his first hits was Country Grammar, and in it you would see a lot of people with Blues jerseys. I think the Rams were represented back when they were in St. Louis, and the St. Louis Cardinals. You'll always see him in a red Cardinal hat with, for some reason, he tried to make the Band-Aid popular. He wore like a Band-Aid on his cheek or something for a while. But very big. He's doing a lot of country music now, and he's still putting out the hits occasionally. But you'll see him at the ballpark. He's also an actor. He was in The Longest Yard.
Yeah.
In the new Longest Yard, not the Burt Reynolds one, the Adam Sandler one. Yeah, he's not that old, but a lot of times when you're a kid, that's a big impressionable time. I think he grew up in the Whitey Herzog years, and since then, him and Ozzy, you see a lot of times where he's down there talking to Ozzy, and a very athletic player, because in that movie, he really showed off his running and catching skills. So I just think
played some basketball in that movie too.
Oh yeah, I think he's one of those guys that probably play any sport, but he loves the Cardinals, and he always makes his appearance. And when he's in the audience out there in the crowd, they always they show him out there in the crowd. So my second super celebrity Cardinal fan is Nelly.
Okay. My third is a politician.
Oh.
She is an author. She is a former presidential candidate. Hillary Rodham Clinton is a huge Cub fan. She was raised in Chicago, and she has served the United States as Secretary of the State. Of course, Bill Clinton's wife, and for probably a good 8-year period was probably the face of the Democratic Party. She went to a lot of games in the 90s. She doesn't go to as many games today because she's not living in Chicago anymore. But back in the 90s, you would consistently see her at Wrigley Field. And one of my favorite interviews was she threw out the first pitch while she was first lady. And during the game, Harry interviewed her, and they had such great banter together. So, yeah, so Hillary Clinton, I don't care what you think about her politics, she does cheer for the right team.
Well, I see your Hillary Rodham Clinton, and I raise you Billy Bob Thornton. Billy Bob, one of my Arkansas fellow Razorbacks down there in Arkansas, he grew up listening to KMOX radio, big fan. He always talks about the Cardinals. Billy Bob, I love, man, come on. Billy Bob's not much of a looker. Angelina Jolie, come on now. Come on. You brought her to Arkansas. He's Andy Griffith fan. Love Andy Griffith. Cardinal fan. Love the Cardinals. Loves country music. I love country music right there. Love Billy Bob. And Billy Bob mentions the Cardinals a lot. Huge Bob Gibson and Lou Brock fan. More of the 60s and the 70s Cardinals. He doesn't make many appearances at the ballpark, but I don't Billy, unless he's making a movie, and promoting it, you really don't see him out and about anywhere. Always liked him. But anyway, he has always let it be known that he's a Cardinal fan, and he has been to the ballpark a couple of times. But anyway, he's a big Cardinal fan.
Yeah, and he's also a baseball card collector.
Cool. Another reason to love Billy.
Right. I had to go to 90s music, which is Eddie Vedder, right?
Yes.
And I said, I'm not going to mention Eddie Vedder.
Eddie Vedder's great.
Yeah. Another icon of 90s alternative music. He's a singer. He's a songwriter. He's a musician. He is a current owner of the National Wrestling Alliance and lead of the Smashing Pumpkins, Billy Corgan.
Billy Corgan. I like that guy.
Born and raised in Chicago, he rose to fame as the frontman of the Smashing Pumpkins, and he's also had a solo career. And a lot of times, Billy likes to hang out in the bullpen because it's closed off. The Cubs bullpen is, so he'll hang out there. Doesn't like to necessarily be visible. They'll have him in the booth when he's going to do the 7th inning stretch. And huge Cub fan. And it's kind of funny because we sometimes we think of these musicians, particularly from the 90s, from that grunge era, as being just weird artsy people. But man, there's some great baseball fans that emerge from there. Billy Corgan, Eddie Vedder. So I'm sorry at one time you were dating Courtney Love, but we all have our Courtney Loves in our past. But
oh yeah.
You always had the Cubs to turn to. So thank you, Billy Corgan, for being one of our best fans.
Well, I love anybody that loves baseball. I can, no matter who you are or what you believe or where you came from, there's always going to be a great conversation there. So I appreciate all these celebrities. Well, I'm going to mention a celebrity, but I can't really claim him as a Cardinal fan, but I can tell you a little story. Geddy Lee, from the lead singer and bass player for Rush. He's more of an Expo fan, but Bryn Smith was with the Expos and came to the Cardinals. And one spring training, Geddy went to the spring training with the Cardinals, and he is so skinny. They put the littlest uniform on him, and it was just hung on him. And he was out there shagging fly balls in the outfield. Not very good, but Geddy Lee is a huge memorabilia collector. He's got bats and signed autographed balls and cards. Huge baseball fan. But we can't claim Geddy Lee. He's just a baseball fan in general, and he came to Cardinal spring training. But we can claim Chuck Berry. Yeah, that's right. He's the architect in my book of rock and roll right there. And Chuck always played at Strawberry Hill up in St. Louis, has a lot of Cardinal memorabilia. There is a Chuck Berry bobblehead. I don't have it. I just collect the baseball ones. But Chuck would show up, throw out a ceremonial first pitch, talk with Jack Buck and Mike Shannon occasionally, and just a good representative of St. Louis and Cardinal baseball. So we got Chuck Berry.
Very cool. Well, my last super fan of celebrity fans, I had to put a comedian in. Being stand-up is pretty close to JG and my mind and JJ's heart. Do we share a heart? I think we do. Isn't that sweet?
Yeah, that's beautiful.
One of I love this guy's comedy, and my daughter Evelyn really turned me on to him, so I've watched all of his specials. John Mulaney, comedian, writer, actor. He is in the upper echelon of comics. He's not doing the Backdoor Comedy Club. He's doing auditoriums. Former writer on Saturday Night Live, and he's a Chicago native. And he's been rooting for the Cubs his whole life, like he should. And he's been one who's done the thing, saying "Take me out to the ball game" during the 7th inning stretch last year, and just a tremendous ambassador for baseball and the Chicago Cubs. So those are my 5 celebrities. Who's your final celebrity?
I had it. Boy, it was tough. I had 2 I wanted to mention. The quick one I'm going to mention is John Goodman, because he does a lot of the narrate. He's got a great speaking voice. He narrates a lot of come to St. Louis and the St. Louis Cardinals and that kind of thing. So John Goodman, just wants to throw a shout out. But the other super fan who you can see at the ballpark when he's in the area is John Hamm from Mad Men, and he was in the movie Top Gun. Been starring in a lot of movies. He's Mr. Good Looking. He's in that one commercial with Flo. He's got several commercials with her, and you see him at the ballpark all the time. He's kind of like our probably biggest celebrity fan right now. Mentions the Cardinals a lot, and it's good to see him at the ballpark. Everybody knows who he is, and you never know when you're going to see him out there. He probably can't sit with all the rest of us hooligans. He's probably in some special box somewhere, but yeah, he comes out to the ballpark every once in a while, throws out the first pitch, gets a big ovation, and whenever the Cardinals are doing good, he seems to show up. So anyway, John Hamm is my last celebrity there.
Wouldn't it have been great to have been on the set of Mad Men when you've got this diehard Cardinal fan and this diehard Cub fan having all these scenes together?
Oh yeah, that'd been cool.
Oh man, that would have been pretty cool. So
yeah,
awesome. Well, JJ, I am once again opening up Donruss 1988. 88, 88, 87.
88. Great
Somewhere
year.
around there. What do you got?
I have, the 2023s are out with Rodriguez on the front cover. So that's what I'm opening up today. All right.
Once again, I have a puzzle piece of Stan the Man, and this has statistics.
Yeah.
331 lifetime average, 18 seasons over 300, 7 National League batting crowns, 3 MVP awards, and then the puzzle piece kind of, it goes with this one. 3 MVP award, 24 All-Star games. So these 2 pieces go right together.
Hey, we're putting the puzzle together.
Excuse me. My first player, former Twin and former Dodger, Mickey Hatcher.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. He was great during rain delays. He'd run out there and slide on the tarp during rain delays.
I don't know if this guy ever slid on a tarp, but man, he was one of the all-time greats. Dave Winfield, Hall of Fame player.
Drafted by 3 major league sports in 3 different sports.
Yeah. Oh, and this was a first baseman for the Boston Red Sox. Decent player, Todd Benzinger.
Oh, yeah. Nice player.
Jeff Robinson. You remember Jeff Robinson?
No.
Me neither. Right. But I do remember Robin Yount.
Oh, Hall of Famer.
Famer.
Yes.
Oh, you just saw this guy. You should have had him sign this card, Tom Niedenfuhr.
Niedenfuhr. Yes. Nice fella. A very nice man.
This guy was a great hitter. Just did not have a long career, and I think he's passed away. But I used to watch him. I liked him for the White Sox. Ivan Calderon.
When I was in the Navy, he was the face of
was.
the team. That was the guy they were going to really promote to be the next big player, and he was very good. He was a good player.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, he just came off the season where he hit 28 home runs, 38 doubles, scored 893 runs, 293 batting average. He was just a good all around player. Just didn't have a long career.
Right.
One of the greatest power hitters of all time. Just plying up the bases because he had no speed. Vince Coleman.
I seen him leg out a base hit on a normal ball hit to second. Normal. The guy came in, picked it up, flung it over there, and he beat the throw to first. That's how fast that guy was.
And this guy threw fast. Hall of Famer Lee Smith.
Oh, love Big Lee.
Yeah.
Oh, great memories.
Oh, I have been in this guy's house, in his basement. He has a batting cage. Andy Van Slyke.
Andy Van Slyke.
And you asked, how did I get in Andy Van Slyke's basement? It's not easy. You have to unscrew. Now, I used to manage a pest control company, and I had to do termite inspections there. So, and we have Albert Hall from the Indians.
I vaguely remember him.
Yeah, not to be confused with Albert Bell of the prison system. If he heard that, he would come over and crap out. And outfielder for the Reds, Cal Daniels, had a pretty good career.
Yeah, he had a nice career.
He this year he hit 26 home runs. I remember he batted .334 and hit 26 home runs that year. Stole 26 bases. Wow. Juan Samuel played for the Phillies, second base. Also played for the Mets. A lot of speed there. And outfielder from the Padres, who came up with the Cubs, had a cup of coffee, then was traded to the Padres. Carmelo Martinez.
Oh yeah,
had a great World Series in '84 with the Padres.
Very nice. Yeah, that wasn't meant to be. The Tigers, that '84 Tigers, still the best team I ever seen, top to bottom. That was a really good team. All right, my guys. This is a young future star. Again, this is the 2023 tops. George Kirby of the Seattle Mariners. There he is, right there. It says future star on there. I think the Mariners have a very good rotation. They're going to be tough. A guy that me and you both picked to win the American League Cy Young, Garrett Cole, ex-Pirate right there. Excellent pitcher. I think his first start of the year, he did very well. A guy, Ethan Small. Any comments on Ethan Small?
No, he looks normal size to me.
Yeah, there you go. Oakland A. We don't get a lot of A's. Christian Paca. There he is right there. Looks like he's setting on his bat, perhaps. I don't know what's happening in the picture. This future New York Yankee, Corbin Burns, right there. There he is.
We talked, by the way, we beat Corbin Burns on opening day. The last 2 years, we are 4-0 against Corbin Burns.
All right.
We did talk last week, and I said Corbin Burns would be going to the Giants. I found out he is from Northern California. So
great call. That's a great pick, Vince. Very good.
I didn't know where he was from. I just thought the Giants made sense, and now they make a lot of sense. So.
See, this is the insight you get here at One Cardinal, One Cub, One Beer.
Yeah,
right there. Vince, when you hear he goes to the Giants, Vince Opper was the man who called that one. Josiah Gray from the Nationals, right there. Another future star. Remember that name, Josiah Gray? I know this one's probably tough to see because he was a Cub at one time, but Dylan Cease of the White Sox. Right there, man.
Great opening game. Oh gosh,
he's so
that still hurts.
talented. He's so talented. That's the kind of guy the Cardinals definitely could use. Shane McClanahan from Tampa. I tell you what, Tampa probably per dollar for how much they spend, that they're always a good team, and this is one of the reasons. Good
Only undefeated team left.
Is that it?
Yeah,
that's it.
The Twins lost today. They're 5-1. The Rays are 6-0.
I'll be darned. Good going, Rays.
I picked them in fourth place.
Yeah, well, hang on 1 week. We still got 25 weeks to go. One of your guys, Ian Happ. That's a great picture of him right there on a swing right there. And you said he is opening up the season really well.
Oh, he's looking great.
Now, one of the guys in our bullpen that's going to be a big part of it, but he hasn't got to pitch yet because I think he has some sort of discomfort. But Gallegos out of our bullpen is going to be a big part of our thing, but he has not pitched yet. In 6 games, he hasn't pitched yet. Of course, Max Scherzer, the great, and he's from the St. Louis area right there. I always wish we had gotten him, but unfortunately, the Cardinals didn't want to spend any money to get him. One of the outfielders from the Pirates, and I tell you what, the Pirates, they're starting out okay. Cal Mitchell, we mentioned him when we did our Pirate report.
That we did, yes.
That's what he looks like right there. I've got a few more here. Let's see. White Sox, Calvin Sheets, right there. They the Topps cards have like an all-star card, and this is Vladdy Jr. right there. Very nice, kind of a chrome card, and each team at least has one of these chrome cards. And Vladdy Jr., you couldn't pick a better one. That guy's top one. And finally, my final card this week, the Milwaukee Brewers, which me and Brody will be going up to Saturday and Sunday's game in Milwaukee. It's Willie Adams right there. Looks like he's admiring his home run right there. Nice picture. And that's it for my set of cards this week.
Well, it's been a fun first week of the season.
Yeah.
I had a which day was it? One day I was able to go out there and make street tacos on the grill and stuff like that, and eat outside, have the game on, and
probably Sunday. That was a nicer day than Saturday.
Yeah. And I about 5 years ago, I built a cabinet. It's attached to the house, and I have a TV in it. And I open up the cabinet, and I can watch the game from my deck. My plan was every year after the season to take the TV out of the cabinet, put it in the basement. I have forgotten every year. That thing has been through 5 winters. I turn it on the first time. It's as beautiful as the day I bought it. I told Kathy, I said, I can't believe this thing is, I leave it out for the winters and everything. It is waterproof. So, I've waterproofed the cabinet, so I'm not worried about that. But the extreme colds that we get some winters, and there it still comes on. So awesome. All right. Well, JJ, I will see you next week. And
I'm going to give the clue for our contest.
Yes.
All right. This is our 4th clue. This is going to narrow it down. All right. A player of note that's played from 1970 to 2000. So we've shrunk the years. An outfielder. Again, a player of note, a hitter, an outfielder. And this clue ought to get it done. This outfielder played on one of our 3 World Series teams in the 80s. So you know who you've guessed. You know the lineups, and let the games begin. The first one that names the player wins this. Michael Walker, 2014 bobblehead.
Yeah, and remember, because someone did ask me, how many guesses do we get? 1 guess a week.
1 guess a week.
And whether you tell me or JJ, once you tell one of us, we'll tell each other to see if anybody else. So if you answer it, you would be the first to answer it. We'll let you know. We will have a huge party bus come by. There will be cheerleaders coming out, giving you the bobblehead. And it's quite a production.
Oh yeah,
that's where our Patreon money goes.
That's right.
All right. Well, JJ, you have a great one.
You too, Vince. Always a pleasure, sir.
All righty. Thanks for joining us.